Let U represent the statement, it is raining. Let V represent the statement, I will bring umbrella. In symbolic form, the agreement is, if it is not raining, then I will not bring umbrella. I brought umbrella, therefore it is raining. The image bit above shows the symbolic form. The truth table shows the agreement. So, row 1 is the only row in which all the premises are true. So, it is the only row that we examine because the conclusion is true in row 1. The agreement is valid. Therefore, the Nichols agreement is valid.
Gould's argument. Let M represent the statement, he liked me back. Let N represent the statement, I will treat you to Starbucks. In symbolic form, the argument is, if he liked me back, then I will treat you to Starbucks. I didn't treat you to Starbucks, therefore he didn't like me back. The image shown above is the symbolic form. The truth table shows the validity of the argument. Row 4 is the only row in which all the premises are true, so it is the only row that we examine. Because the conclusion is true in row 4, the argument is valid.
Jane's argument. Let P represents I don't have a money and Q represents I will go to France. In symbolic form, the argument, if I don't have a money, then I will not go to France. I have a money, therefore I will go to France. In symbolic form, P implies not Q. That's our first premise, and our second premise is not P. And our conclusion is Q. So the truth table shows that our argument is invalid because the row 4 in conclusion there are two truths, but the conclusion is false, so it is invalid.
Rhea James' argument. Let X represent the statement, you get an A. Then, let Y represent the statement, I'll give you $1. In symbolic form, the argument, if you get an A, then I'll give you $1. I gave her the dollar, therefore, she got an A. Row 1 is the only row in which all the premises are true. So it is the only row that we examine because the conclusion is true in row 1. Therefore, the argument is valid.
Joseph argument. Let T represent the statement if you read your text. Let U represent the statement you have a good understanding of how to do your work. In symbolic form, the argument is if you read your text, then you have a good understanding of how to do your work. You don't understand how to do your homework, therefore, you didn't read your text. The image above shows the symbolic form. The truth table shows the argument, so row 4 is the only row in which all the premises are true. So it is the only row that we examine. Because the conclusion is true in row 4, the argument is valid. Therefore, the Joseph argument is valid.
Neil's argument. Let W represent the statement, John is my friend. Let Q represent he is my brother. In a symbolic form, the argument, if John is my friend, then he is my brother. He is not my brother, therefore John is not my friend. The image above shows the symbolic form. The truth table shows the argument. So, row 4 is the only row in which all the premises are true. So it is the only row that we examine because the conclusion